These numbers are a little bit smaller than
It's a
ideal.
bit of a shame, though,
Oh,
for an Australian Cup consolation. And
considering how strong the series has been for the first 2 weeks, to have this, and even now the scratching of Mapunga Scarlet, who was the speed factor in this race. When I'd done the speed map, I'm like, well, that's the first, leader of the race. There was only one leader on this map, and that was her. And then she comes out, and there you've got a group of dogs who are mid-pack in the back half of the field. On a typical race, you've got 5 runners here that if you run 5:15, I think you'll be able to take control of the race and take control of the speed battle. So just gravitates towards Smooth Plane. He's clearly the headline act when you look at his 4 rivals. He's going to got some vacant boxes around him. Oh, I find it hard to think he's just not going to roll to the top and then show what he's capable. Shouldn't he? He should lead, yeah. That's what I mean. Like when I done the speed map, Mapunga Scarlet was going to run 5:08 and lead, and then it was who was going to be second. Where now it's clearly going to be, who wants to lead the most. And I think with Amron Tiger in box 7, no box 6, he's going to get no pressure on his outside. He's got a good record from middle and wide draws. He should be able to roll to the top, and I reckon he'll be able to show the true Smooth Plane. He wasn't beaten too far last week behind Tim Zoo. He was getting up the fence. He broke 30 seconds. He's $1.65. He warrants that price, I'd imagine. I just think he rolls to the top and breaks 30 seconds here, and that'll be too good for his rivals.
Nathan, 90 seconds from a start, and Sky One are now with us. Give us your numbers for a field of 5 in the Australian Cup consolation.
5, 1, 8 and 2, as we touched on. Smooth Plane, no speed in the race. He's a class runner. I think he'll roll to the top, or at worst be outside of the leader at the post first time and then take over and show his true brilliance. I think Werris Bale represents good value, 30-13 in winning a heat of the Australian Cup. Small field suits, close to the fence suits. 7 in for third, Amron Tiger, get back, run home type small field suits that greyhound. Fred Rose for 4th. Who knows what Fred can do, but the small field certainly going to suit him as well. 5-1-7-2 my numbers.
Patch, have you got any numbers for this for the punters?
Smooth Plane should just win, in my opinion. I mean, you look at one like him and you consider him, he's not one that generally goes straight to the front. You've got to remember, he's in some of the best races in the country week after week. So he meets a field here that's small with a lack of speed, Mark. So I think he would go forward and run some silly numbers on the clock. The
old should just win. Love that from you, Jason Adams, the confidence. Tim Zoo, top 3 in the Australian Cup on your screen on Sky One. Scan the QR code, $5, max bet of $10. It's not far away, race 10, 25 minutes from the big Group 1, $300,000 to the winner. But before that, we have the consolation, just a quintet. Smooth Plane, $1.60, I'm sure, in many, many multis. And on top for Nathan Rooney. Here's James.
But deep field for the consolation. So they're at the start. Only a small field, but I don't think you'd have it too many other ways, to be fair. It's such a deep little race. Smooth Plane to run it, an outrageous favourite, and rightfully so. $1.80 into 155 will run a clear favourite. He was very unlucky. The run just closed, turning for home in his heat of the Oz Cup last week. And although it's not the grand final, it'd be nice to see him go well in the consolation. They're just about set. Only a small field, scratching of the pink, and the 5 of them set to run. Sportsbet Australian Cup consolation. They're set. And they're racing, and Smooth Plane has jumped very, very cleanly tonight. This should be curtains. Straight to the front went Smooth Plane, and he dashed away out by 3 lengths over Amron Tiger, who rails after him. Third, Poor Utility, a break of 4 lengths to Fred Rose, and dropping away Werris Bale, but 5.05, and he amps it up to a 17.56 to Smooth Plane. He's clear to Amron Tiger, and then Poor Utility with Fred Rose whacking away, but it's all Smooth Plane, hard up against the paint, and he goes at 29.61 to win the Oz Cup consolation. Smooth Plane by 2, beat Amron Tiger, third Poor Utility ahead of Fred Rose, and a distant tail ender was Werris Bale. 5.05, 17.56 in the run, an outstanding 29.61 to Smooth Plane.
29.605, the quickest of the night, easily. Smooth Plane left a clear run, and I mentioned after the first section, which was actually very fast, faster than I thought at first, 5.05 for Smooth Plane, 140, 104. Amron Tiger, 270, was stalking all the way, couldn't make up the ground, and Poor Utility in for third, no return. 5.742 for the 9th here at the Meadows. And you mentioned a couple of times, Nath, that phrase, he'll roll to the front. And that's exactly what he did. He got out. He didn't clear them with any great ease, but it was easy enough. Got to the top, and it was all over. And has the time surprised you?
Oh, no, the time doesn't surprise. I think the time surprised me.
Tell them what I said.
20, or you said, what did you say, 29.48?
Yeah.
Wow. The time surprised us when we sat here before the Phoenix and watched his exhibition trial when he ran 29.41. So from there, we know what this greyhound is capable of when he gets a clear, unimpeded run. And a racer had no speed. He had plenty of room. He was able to come out, find his feet, and literally, in your words, roll to the top. And then from there, it was times and margins.
Here we see Nath. Look at him rolling.
Just rolls.
There's just nothing exceptional about it, but he got to the top easy.
And in fairness, the dog that went with him to the post is Amron Tiger, who is not customary for his early speed. So even though, and it's an interesting point that I've picked up on, 5:05, every race that we've seen over the 500 tonight's run very close to, 5:03, 5:04, 5:05. Most probably quicker than what we've mapped them. I know the conditions are really good, but the first split's the one tonight that's really getting me, that they're running quicker than what they should. Paul.
What do you put that down to? Anything in particular?
No, well, I'm not actually sure, but if these dogs are running 5:05, come in 20 minutes' time, it'll be interesting to see what the dogs who run 5 dead or 5:05 typically are going to run, because I thought if you could run 5:05 tonight, you might be able to lead the Australian Cup. Now, it's playing on the clock, most probably a length or two quicker to the post. I'd be expecting these dogs maybe to break 5 to the first section, so that speed